Hey guys, so today, the day I'm filming this video is May 10th. If you're a train fan, or at least a fan of American railroading and you don't know what that is, you probably should look it up. And so anyway, I thought I'd do a review that corresponds with that. So I got the 119 and the Jupiter. So yeah, this isn't the latest release that they did this. They have that new release that they did with the sound and stuff. But for now, I'll just be doing a review on this. So yeah, I'll start unboxing it. I'm sorry if the lighting's a little bit weird. I was trying something new. I'll see what that looks like once I look at it. Okay. So there we go. I'll grab a piece of track. So for the most part, what I'm going to be doing is kind of comparing this one to the new run and doing a couple other things, showing you some inaccuracies and stuff. So there's that. I'll unbox this later and show it to you. So there you go. One of the first things I like about this one more than the other run is the other one has a coupler on the front when this one actually doesn't, like in real life, which is really nice. Here's the biggest difference though, is they don't have the drive shaft in the cab like that. The cab's open and there's no drive shaft, which looks a little bit nicer. And the loads are a little bit different. They're both plastic loads and they're both wood loads. Even though the 119 was a coal burner. So yeah, I'm gonna start up here on the front for details. So here we are at the front of the engine, and so yeah, another difference is I'm pretty sure in the other one they got an LED for the headlight, and this one's just a bulb. And then on the top, see there's a screen on the top of the smokestack. Well, that's in real life, obviously, because this is a coal burner and they didn't want ashes, I guess, coming out of there. And so if I can get this back on the track. And so in the other one, they actually had that molded in. But this one, there's an actual screen there, which I really like. And then moving down here, you have, I'm sorry if the lighting is a little bit weird, you got the headlight mount here and the pistons. And there's that little thing up there that looks pretty good. Another problem with this is painted silver. In real life it's supposed to be, I guess, a darker silver or kind of a dark gray almost. But yeah, and the bell looks good. And then down in here, though, they're supposed to be, this is where the reversing gear is and stuff, and there's not really much in there on this one, but on the newest one there is more of something there, which is a little bit nicer. And then down here on the wheels, if you look closely, you got little tiny stars on there. And yeah, then you got this gold thing down in here. And the rod looks pretty good. Then you got this, which looks good. That and this are separately applied, but then there's a little wire there that is molded in, and you got the gold rings that are painted gold. And then moving down to the cab, this cab is just black inside, which kind of bugs me because there's not really even the motor there, because obviously the motor's in here. But all that is just a weight, and the rest of this is pretty much just a weight, which on the new one, the motor, I guess, is right here. Or right here somewhere, and the rest of it's a weight, and the decoder's in the tender. It's a little nicer, but it's a lot more expensive. And And then you got the drive shaft in there and a wire, which kind of bugs me, but that's not as bad as the cab. You got the brake and this wood load, this plastic wood load, and just doesn't look really like the best thing I've ever seen. The new one also has a plastic, yeah, I guess it is a plastic wood load. That's different, but it looks as bad or worse, in my opinion. So, yeah, then it says Jupiter across there, maybe kind of hard to see. And on the top of the tender, there's actually some pretty good detail. So yeah, this or the new one is pretty much your only choice for a 440 in plastic or die-cast, besides I think Tyco might have some in Riverossi, but these are the newer ones. And you can get them in brass, but they look a lot better, but they're obviously more expensive. So then moving back here to the tender, you got these trucks. These wheels look really small. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be like that or not. But yeah, and then on the back of the tender, you just have number 60 and that box thing and a coupler. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll really quickly show you the 119 now. This is the 119. It's pretty much the same, except for the different paint scheme. I'll just really quickly point out some of the differences. So starting on the front, the headlight is a little bit different, I think. The mount is farther back. The smokestack's obviously different because it's a coal burner. And you got the bell. Oh, it's kind of out of frame for you. The bell is a little bit different there. And the pistons, I think, are a little bit different, just painted different maybe. And then the steam dome's a little bit different. It's a little smaller. Well, I guess that's actually the sand dome, sorry. There's the steam dome. I think it's pretty much the same. The paint scheme's different, if I didn't say that already. Then the tender's pretty much the exact same, just with a different paint scheme on it. It says 119 instead of Jupiter. The lowest, some of the lowest prices I've seen for these ones are $60 to $70, and that's for the cheapest ones. They're usually about 80 to 90 to maybe 100 at the higher end of the normal price. So yeah, and the new ones I've seen from 150 to 200, and I think that's DC, and then it's more like 250 with the sound, I think. So yeah, what I'd like to do with these, I hope to do a project video on this, but since that's just a big weight, I want to take that out of the cab to make it look a little bit nicer. And I'll probably just leave the motor and the tender for now at least. And then I'll hopefully do a video on that and a couple other things like changing the wood load and maybe repainting the boiler on the Jupiter. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show you how it runs now. So here it is on the track. I'm sorry it's a little bit darker, but I had to unplug my light source to plug in my controller for it. So yeah, I put the Jupiter on since it's my favorite between the two. So I'll go start it up now. As you can hear, the motor is pretty loud. And see, once in a while it'll do that, and then you have to give it contact to get it going again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and suggest future videos.